I did not expect this. Well, actually, I did kind of, because I knew it was going to happen sooner or later. But we did just get the new localization adjustment volume. You know what this means? It's time to learn about what our future characters are going to be in terms of this accelerated schedule, and also some goodies that we probably might get alongside this. Because as you may know, with us trying to catch up eventually to JP, not at the moment, but eventually, we are going to get more rewards, more bonuses, because of course we're getting an accelerated schedule, which means a lot of the stuff that we are getting is being rushed out a little bit more quicker. So I can't wait to see everything that we're going to be looking at. One of the first few things we are going to see is that we are going to see the next few story events, and as you may know, these story events are actually tied to certain characters. Now, there can be more characters alongside the story events, but each story event goes alongside its own banner. So that is a pretty big thing to note. That's how we know which characters are going to come out soon. After Suit Megami and Suit Tama, on July 11th, we should get Idol Aoi and Idol Ichigo. These are for later. I don't know why they're here. Don't mind me. We're gonna get Aoi and we're going to get Ichigo. Aoi is going to be a debuff immunity character and is going to be giving skill points to fire type teams. So it is actually going to be a fire based Aoi. Of course, Aoi is just a really good sustain, and this is just to make her a little bit more specialized for the fire team. So this is pretty cool. And then Ichigo actually has a pretty good common skill, which gives her attack up and hit count up, which is actually kind of insane, alongside her own EX skill. But this can be really good on any Ichigo that you probably pull in the future. So this is a pretty freaking good common skill. The next event that we are going to see is the Minions Notes and the Silver Clock. For those that don't know, don't mind this. Like I said, I don't know why they're here. Y'all are probably freaking out, maybe. Is Bungo and Miko. Now, these two characters are a little bit more ahead of where they should be in terms of timeline, if I'm not wrong. And the only character that specifically matters for the most part is going to be Miko. Miko is actually a really important puzzle piece of the team that is light. If you are building a light team, if you are using a light team, if you want to keep using a light team, because of course we have Inori, and then we have whatever other team you want to rock as your second team for, you know, Anachrones, Astrium, all that different type of stuff. You technically want to kind of hyper invest in one element and then Inori. Or if you don't have Inori, maybe two elements. But Miko is definitely one of the top tier debuffers for light. So she is definitely a character that you want to look out for, especially if you are going to be using characters that are going to be more light oriented, because she is a really good light debuffer. Not only does she give herself an additional turn, but she also throws on a fragile to the enemy for 2 turns and a single target light defense down for 2 turns, which is actually pretty insane. Really good light debuffer. If you're not going to be getting Yuki, which already passed by, which is the super break Yuki, you would want this Miko for the most part. If you already have that Yuki, technically you're pretty good to go until Unison Yuki comes out, and then you have all the moves that you need for the premium light team. But realistically, Miko is probably the best one and done type of deal when it comes to a debuffer where you don't necessarily need additional moves. But of course, any other copies of Miko that you have, some moves may be compatible and may be really great with her. The next event we're going to be getting is going to be Chapter 5 Part 1, which is absolutely insane. With Chapter 5.1 is going to come in early August, which is something that I forgot to note. With Chapter 5.1 is not guaranteed. I'm letting y'all know that right now. It's not guaranteed. But last on JP, when 5.1 came out, Unison Ruka came out. And August, if I'm not wrong, I might be wrong, should be our half anniversary celebration, if I'm not wrong. So this should technically come out at the same time. So Unison Ruka might be headed our way. This is not confirmed. This is just speculation on this character, because 5.1 release and half anniversary kind of give a perfect segue into getting Unison Ruka. So Unison Ruka might be coming out very soon along the August timeline, which gives us a good amount of time to save, which is pretty nice. After Chapter 5.1, which is a main story update, which is really exciting, we have Silhouette of Summer Light Square. Silhouette of Summer Light Square, if I'm not wrong, is going to be... that is going to be Mari and Kanzaki. And these are actually really far down the timeline in terms of, what is it called? Really far in timeline when it comes to the banners that are supposed to come out, because as you can see here, we are around the timeline or time frame of here, right here, Ichigo and Aoi. And we have all of these banners a little bit further down. We have Unison Ruka, second collab of Angel Beats, Yotsuha Mua, Yuki, the Miko banner, Tsukasa Override. We have a lot of Aina SS2, another Unison Ruka. Oh no, this is Unison Yuina, and then it's Mari and Kanzaki. So these units are actually pretty far down the list when it comes to characters that we should be expecting. So they're definitely going to come with an increased amount of power. I cannot find where all my characters are. Mari and Kanzaki are going to be pretty interesting when it comes to being, both of them are fire damage dealers for the most part. Both of them are fire damage dealers. One of them being the blaster, one being an actual attacker. Mari and Kanzaki both thrive off the mechanic, which is using Shadow Clone, which gives them skill attack up and nullifies enemies attack to them and prevents all incoming debuffs, which is actually pretty cool. With having that buff, gives you a multitude of different buffs with their EX skill: crit rate up, crit damage up, mind's eye, and the 50% HP damage modifier with a good amount of base attack. Same thing goes for Kanzaki. She's more of a blaster, but she gives I am so sorry, that's not Kanzaki. Kanzaki is not an attacker. Kanzaki is a really good buffer. She has party fire attack up and party fire crit damage up, and she can do damage. She also gives herself Shadow Clone, which realistically, in all intents and purposes, I do think without a doubt that this character might not be as crazy, because if you have Yotsuha, you kind of have the more cracked out version of this. Mari, on the other hand, is a really cool character with being able to give herself these buffs with having this Shadow Clone effect, but realistically not the most important things in the world. There's a lot of really good characters on their way, but this was just a quick overview of all the characters that are basically confirmed with these amount of story events associated with them. Of course, there are two things I have to make note. One, there may be more characters that get put alongside these banners. So, you have the story event tied to that banner, and then maybe another banner that isn't tied to a story event that could be running alongside these guys. At that point, I do not know who that's going to be. We have to wait until it's time for the update notice, for when they give us, this is your patch, this is what you're going to get. That's what we have to wait and look for. But those are the characters that we are guaranteed with this timeline schedule, which is going to be Idol Aoi, Idol Ichigo, Bungo, and also Miko. I'm trying to find all these characters. Bungo and Miko. The other characters are Mari and also Kanzaki. So these are the guaranteed characters to come out with this notice. Previously, there was another notice that said we were going to get 2 rounds of summer units. That could mean we get Megumi and Karin to come out. And these 2 characters alone are really, really nice for different teams. Megumi is a Thunder Fielder with AoE Thunder Defense down. So she's basically her cracked out version of her Fire Debuffer or Fire Fielder. And she can make it permanent, which is kind of insane. Not only that, this Karin right here can use her EX skill twice, which is kind of insane. She can use her EX skill twice or something like that. If EX skill triggers a second time, that's kind of wild. But we'll get to that when we eventually get to the celebration where they're going to be held at. I'll give more in-depth information about what teams they could be on, how you're going to build them, how you use them, all the different type of stuff, if they're worth pulling in another video. This just overall is just to show you which characters we're supposed to be getting for the most part. So Idol Aoi, Idol Ichigo, Miko and Bungo, and then we also have Mari, Kanzaki, and Megumi and Karin. These are technically all the characters we are confirmed to get. As I said before, Unison Ruka definitely can come, just because she will be in the time frame where we have 5.1 chapter release, which is when they got their Unison Ruka, and also half anniversary Ruka technically could come at the same time. So with chapter 5.1's release, with this release right here, we could expect Unison Ruka to come, which is actually kind of insane that we're heading towards the time where we're getting these really crazy units. So these are all the units that you should be expecting. I'm going through them again. I'm so sorry, but this is the full rundown. Everything that we could possibly get and guaranteed plus more. Idol Aoi, Ichigo, Bungo, Miko, Unison Ruka. This is for later. Mari, Kanzaki, Megumi, and Karin. So yeah, we have a lot of banners basically confirmed for this timeline, which is July through August, which is actually insane. But let's get on to the goody stuff. Login bonus. Log in daily during the event to grab quartz, live stones, recruitment tickets, and plenty more goodies. That's always perfect. More pulls, always great. Recruitment tickets is actually really nice as well. We get to pull more for free. Daily free recruitment. Score a free single roll on the event banner every day with up to 30 free recruitments during the whole event. That is absolutely perfect. So that means Aoi and Ichigo, some of y'all may be getting for free, or maybe some other SSs, which is always a really nice thing. On to the next page. Actually, not on the next page. It says web shop launch, but it doesn't say that here. It doesn't even say this on the second page, I don't think. But let's go into gameplay updates, because I think they forgot. Oh, I guess they didn't forget a page, because it's 2 and then 3. But there's nothing talking about the web shop launch. But if I'm not wrong, I think on JP, if you buy crystals or quartz from the web shop launch or the web shop, you actually get some extra tickets or some extra type of currency that is only if you bought on that web shop. So this is actually very exciting to see for those that spend on the game. The next page is going to be gameplay updates. Yippee! We all love it. Gameplay updates. Arts Battle will be closing soon. For those that haven't played Arts Battle, I love the mode. I'm actually going to grind it very soon because I finally got Hisame's socialization up, which means she's a Pierce unit. So yeah, she's going to be nasty. She's going to be really good for Arts Battle. I can't wait to play it. But Arts Battle kicked off and early this month or last month, and now it's going to end at the end of July. So make sure to grab the rewards. Make sure to go play it. It's a really fun mode. It might be an acquired taste, but I really like the mode, so go ahead and give it a try. Also, if you didn't know, you could have the game doing the standby mode where it, grinds the resources when you're not playing. You can actually go to Arts Battle while it's doing that. So that's the really cool thing that you can do. Clock Tower will be getting the extra areas, or we'll be getting the other buffs. That will be its own video where we talk about all the buffs, who's gonna benefit from that, which is really, really good. We're going to be getting area 7 and 8. So that means it's just going to be Yanagi and I forgot her name. Kanata, I think that's her name. I think we might get these two only since it says area 7 and 8. But we will see how many buffs we get once it comes out. Special campaign. Charlotta Nightmare ticket recruitment. At July's end, a special in-game campaign will kick off where you can earn awesome rewards by playing a fun mini-game. The reason I had these characters in the list earlier is because with a SHARO themed event and SHARO Thunder Overwrite SHARO not being a story event exclusive banner, this means that potentially in the time frame of, it seems like Bungo and Miko, July's end, late July, yeah. So it seems like with Miko and Bungo, we should also expect on the side SHARO and Maria. It seems like that might be the case, and if that's the case, that might be a little good, because then you could build for 2 teams technically. You pity out on SHARO, and then you can grab Miko for light, which is actually pretty good in my honest opinion when it comes to value. I know a lot of people have been waiting for SHARO Overwrite, and she's finally going to be here most likely. There's not a confirmation because it could just be SHARO event and not SHARO related to a banner, but it'd be very unlikely that they would have a SHARO banner or SHARO event and not have a SHARO banner with it. And because SHARO's a banner is not tied to a story event, then we can expect it to rerun with or run with any of these banners that I've listed already. So it's actually pretty insane to see, and we have an insane amount of banners coming out super soon. Some of them better than others for sure, but at the end of the day, you really got to just log down what teams you're going to be building. So this is actually really insane to look at when all the banners are put in a line all together. This concludes Localization Adjustments Volume 7. If you have any questions, blah, 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 we have carefully reviewed your feedback and remain dedicated to bring you even better experience. See you in Volume 8. Clap, 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 clap. So overall, this is a really nice thing to see. We get the timeline, which I'm kind of glad they give us this. Right Flyer, Yostar, y'all are amazing for this because this allows us to kind of plan, of course, and I think getting this courtesy when we are getting rushed in terms of content, which is just how it is. We want to catch up to the game, makes 100% sense for JP and global sake. I think is a really good thing, so thank y'all guys so much. And overall, I hope everyone is ready for the flurry of videos we're going to be getting talking about all these different characters, because it's just a lot of them, which is absolutely insane. But yeah, these are all the characters we should be expecting. Idol Aoi, Idol Ichigo, Bungo, Miko, UNISON Ruka, SHARO, Maria, and then Mari Kanzaki, Karin, Megumi. Wow, we have a lot. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. I can't wait to see all that's going to happen. See y'all guys in the next one. Let me know who you're excited for all these characters. See y'all in the next one. Peace.